Hello, it's the Cryolady. So let's get into this. Now I'm going to run. I just had this on charge for a little while because it was the battery is looking precarious. I have a look. Oh yeah, we're all good. Let's just have a look at my progress, shall we? So I've done a total of 148 sessions for better aging.
That's quite impressive, actually. I didn't realise there was that many. That's cool.
There you go, 148. And I'm trying to look and see how many I've done for... For some reason it won't let me see that. I don't care. Anyway, routines. Let's go for... Actually, no, I think I only have to look at the number of sessions for better aging, but I'm going to put blemish repair on right now. And there we go. Right. So today is Phil's birthday, and guess what? He's 40. What? Why have you turned yourself off? Well, I must have knocked it. So, Phil is 40 today. Fun fact. So I am actually 19 years older than Phil. So I am currently 58. I'm going to be 59 later this month. But anyway, let's get into what he's got for his birthday. Now, Phil, I kind of encouraged Phil to start collecting something because there's certain things that you can collect and they will appreciate in value as well. But also, if it's something that you like, in my opinion, you know, that gives you happiness, then go for it. So Phil collects whiskey. He also collects rum, and he's got a bottle of a very good biscuit brandy, Nexo, I think it is. It's only got one of that, but that's a really, really nice bottle. And at some point I will show you all the stuff that he's got. I collect, so I was initially collecting British sparkling wines that are made in the champagne method. So they're made with the same grapes that champagne is made out of, and they're made in the same way. But here we have, we'll get into what he's got. So we've got this is called Caribou Crossing, and it's a single barrel, so it will be a single, equivalent of a single malt Canadian whiskey. And what makes this particularly nice is it's a very attractive bottle. So the bottle actually looks like that. Now, I'm not going to take this out of the box because it has already been out of the box a few times, and we don't want to take it out of the box too often because it degrades the box. And honestly, whiskies that come with the box are worth more in the long run. Now, next, we have a very nice bottle of rum. This is 45% Jamaican rum, and it's Worthy Park. So Worthy Park is they have a 9,000 acre estate on Jamaica, and the estate has been in the hands of the same family. No, sorry, it's only been in the hands of 3 different families. And it was originally, the land was originally given to, let me see. So it's a bit difficult to see with this thing on. Anyway, it's been established. It was established in 1670. But the good thing about this is it's distilled and made in copper pots even. It's basically brewed or distilled in the traditional method. It's not, you know, and although it's a 9,000 acre estate, not all of that is given over to sugarcane. And this one is particularly good as well because not only it's basically a single estate reserve. So everything that's been used for this, has come off the same estate. If you get something like, let's say, Bacardi, for example, which I think is owned by D'Agostino, and D'Agostino owns, you know, it's not in Jamaican hands any longer, but they'll use cane from all over the place to make it, and it's the same with wine. Finally, we have this one. Right, this is Glenmorangie. Now you can see Glenmorangie in the supermarkets quite easily. Okay, so this is a limited edition, and you might recoil at this. This is called a Tale of Ice Cream, and basically what this means is that at some point, and for part of, if you like, the aging process, this has been placed in caskets with a high vanillin content. That's give it the slight hint of ice cream. Now, I have had this one out of the box, but it won't be coming out of the box again. Glenmorangie, like I say, you can buy it as a reasonable whiskey. You can buy it in the supermarkets. I'm not totally sure who that's owned by, if it's still owned by, because I'm fairly certain that Glenmorangie changed hands, possibly in the 80s, maybe in the 80s. I don't know if it was bought up by a bigger sort of manufacturer, but it obviously is made in Scotland. I think it was in 2020, Glenmorangie launched a limited edition range, and this is what you want to look out for when you buy whiskies, brandies, you know, that kind of thing, even champagnes, perhaps wines if you collect them, you know, good quality ones. But you look for a good year for wines especially, but also and champagnes, but you also look for limited edition. So in 2020, Glenmorangie, they made they produced a limited edition called A Tale of Cake. Now at that particular point in time, if you bought that, it would be about, I don't know, let's call it 70 quid, all right. Now, if you want to buy A Tale of Cake, that's going to set you back around about £400. And there's some of the other ones that are going up in price, because you've got a Tale of the Forest, A Tale of Tokyo. I'm just trying to think what the other one was called. I can't remember. However, they will appreciate in value. And also, if there's, you know, because limited edition, if there's something unusual about the bottle, it's worth having. And just quickly onto champagne. So I might have a bottle of Krug, which I haven't told the husband about yet. Krug is a good champagne. Now, I'll just give a quick word on storage. So with whiskies, what you want to do is you want to store them upright. You want to store them upright, and the reason why it's better off to buy one in a box. Let's just say you want to be able to see your whiskies, and you want to be able to appreciate them, because you know, they're things of art. Best to get them in a box. That keeps them in the dark, and you want to keep them in the dark. With champagnes, you really want to store them, or sparkling wines, you want to store them on a cork, and that means have them lying down. Now, if you also want to see them, you should have them in a box. Okay, but you need to store champagnes between 10 and 13 degrees. So, 3, 2, oh, gone. Finished.